Not the
I
best.
don't think so. I don't know. I think doesn't Kuka have a beard?
No, but he's big and strong, you know?
That is true.
I guess yeah.
Different color hair
You
though.
gotta. I'm not sure because if I think pirate is very different to me from when I think Viking, and I think he'd fit more in a Viking role than in a pirate role.
True.
Honestly, the same difference, yeah? Viking and Viking.
No.
Kind of.
I guess so because they also took out. They had their own boats. That's the difference. Vikings didn't actually fight at sea that much. They fought like they raided villages where they came from their own boat. That's the difference. There you go.
Thank you, Shiva, for that history lesson.
Yes. One of the history lessons that I had yesterday.
What happened?
Yesterday, I was able to find out that the Guinness Book of Records actually was invented by the people from Guinness when they found out that there were. They wanted to know which one of the two birds was fastest, and there was no book that could tell them which one was fastest, and they decided to make a book with records of all kinds of stuff.
There you go.
It was the same people, because I was wondering if they were from the same people. And we're in the draft. Let's go into the draft. Sorry, guys, we're already back. And actually, I have to point out that Spartan is actually back. So we have the full rosters again. Fortunately, he was able to come back in time for the second game. We have an IO Tiny for Vega Squadron, and Doom Lich, two very strong combinations already from the get-go. Which do you like more, though, Shane?
Okay.
They both kind of stand for their own era.
Yeah, they're kind of their own. They're totally different kind of uses. But I honestly think Vega Squadron played the IO Tiny like crazy well.
Yes,
you agree, Louis?
They have not lost a single game of Dota.
That's pretty decent.
So you could say that they play it quite well.
Yeah. But also, Lich Doom, it's kind of one of the most difficult things to deal with.
Yeah, Lich Doom really forces the way that you draft, right? You can't go for a very greedy hero in terms of levels. So, for example, we've seen Ember Spirit just falter against this type of lanes.
Yeah.
So that's something that you have to be fairly concerned with. Team Vega probably going to put the Wisp Tiny mid, as that's probably the most common. Yeah. You know, it'll be very interesting to see Lich maybe on the mid lane. You dual lane your own mid, and you just sap experience from that Tiny. That might be an interesting play to go for.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting. I think this kind of Vega Squadron could play a solo lane against the Doom Lich, and just kind of sop experience and sit under the tower. I think that could work quite well. You know, someone. Okay, what do they have left in? They have Bane is a pretty decent pickup.
I mean, I guess if you're No Logic Gaming, you're not gonna ban out the IO, and you're not gonna pick it up yourself. You're gonna be knowing how to deal with something, and they really love Disruptor, and he's still in the pool, and he's really good against IO Tiny combination as well.
Really good against Clockwork as well.
Good against Clockwork, limps him back from where he came from. I really like Disruptor here, but then I like Disruptor in a lot of places. So.
No, I love the Clockwork pick. I think it just disrupts the slider quite a lot when he's trying to reinitiate. You can get vision of the Doom. You can also solo it up against the Doom Lich combo as well. Could be quite good.
So this seems to be the mid pickup here for NLG, and I'm not sure this mid could handle
Tiny IO.
You're gonna just get spammed out of lane. Unless Lich goes there, then it becomes a different story.
Yeah.
It's very true. What did they ban?
TA. So they're actually still expecting IO Tiny to go somewhere else, rather than have a TA mid maybe still.
Okay.
Right?
How do Vega play Tiny IO? It's usually mid, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. No, that's a very interesting ban.
Yeah.
I don't understand that ban. Let me explain.
I don't understand either. Maybe they're expecting
the same.
I mean, it's not like you can't.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
Tiny wisps.
Like maybe offensive dual lane wouldn't even be that bad if you know Doom Lich are going offensive. That could kind of work as well. I don't know.
The thing is, Doom Lich, again, we have to remind everyone that at level 1, they actually don't do anything. Like Sacrifice and Devour aren't exactly laning abilities. So if Vega runs a defensive tri-lane in their safe lane against this, you can, in theory, just kill them a couple of times in the laning stage and force them to rotate.
True.
So, even though mid is the most likely scenario, it definitely could change it.
Is there a chance for No Logic Gaming to run it in a way where they have Lich plus whichever is getting picked up still
10 seconds remaining.
like run Wind Ranger safe lane.
And what, Doom mid?
5 seconds.
Lich plus whoever mid. Doom by himself, and I don't know where Slaughter is gonna go.
Wind Ranger against Clockwork, it's not a bad matchup, so you definitely get the lane advantage there. Bristleback is seen as the counter to the Wisp Tiny,
Yeah.
but I don't think Excalibur plays Bristleback.
How difficult is Bristleback really?
Witch
But it's gonna be
Doctor.
Bristleback. I mean, Witch Doctor.
It's a Bristleback.
It's a Bristleback.
Yeah, the Casket is really good against Wisp
relocate,
Tiny.
yeah.
Yeah. The Maledict's not bad, but more importantly, Death Ward, when you focus on the Wisp, because its armor value is so low, you can kind of bring it down. And the Death Ward is pretty good against Clockwork, because you could use the cogs now against him, in my opinion.
And
So-
they didn't have that many disables to disable the Fiend's Grip, and with the cast they have another extra. Because, I mean, they have the Shackle, Lich Ultimate, and Slaughter if he actually gets in there, which is going to be a rare sight, I would imagine.
Actually, every hero on the Radiant side can disable.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Fiend's Grip.
but at least like from a distance, and you don't normally want to use your Shackle for Bane unless you can Shackle him to something else,
That
which
is
is a
true.
core. And,
So
yeah.
this Centaur last pick is something that we've seen from Vega before. They run Centaur as well as Clockwork to make space throughout the map. Throughout the map, and no one is going to be carrying the entire weight of his team on his shoulders, on the Tiny.
Okay. No pressure.
I'm gonna go with Vega on this one. I really like their setup for the relocate, Clockwork, Bane, and Centaur. So all three of them can find solo pickoffs with the Wisp relocate.
More importantly, both Centaur and Clockwork, even though they're going to get starved by the Doom Lich lane, as soon as they hit level 6,
They
they're
have an
impactful.
impact. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the draft has worked out a little bit better for Vega.
I think Vega is very comfortable with what they have picked, and I think maybe No Logic Gaming seem to be more on the reactive side on this one. I mean, Doom Lich obviously strong, but then they didn't really. I'm not sure if they have a plan for the rest yet. I want to see what their plan is.
Okay.
I'm gonna find out.
Let's
I mean,
see.
I think Vega has a more comfortable draft. Let's put it that one. Easier to execute, in my opinion. But what do I know, right? We're gonna find out what the commentators think in our second match here with Vega taking on No Logic Gaming. It is time for Owen and Andy.
Hi there, and welcome back to DreamLeague. We've got NLG up against Vega. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm here with Draskell. The game has started, so let's get ourselves straight in for you ladies and gentlemen at home. And Andy. Tiny IO, Doom Lich, which is the better hero combo?
That's a tough one
Who would
because
you go with?
they kind of do two different things.
They
Right?
do, but in terms of having a winning lineup, who would you rather have on your lineup?
Ooh, that's really tough
6.85,
actually.
Yeah.
That's a really hard one to decide between. I guess the Wisp and the Tiny has more flexibility, right? Because the Lich and the Doom, it's built to win the lane really hard. Obviously, a snowballing Doom can be terrifying, but I think that a Wisp Tiny with split push, with team fight, they have a lot of options, and I always am a fan of having more options. So I guess in this case, I would be siding with Vega
Okay.
with their combo.
The good old Tiny IO,
Yeah.
and I mean the very strong heroes out of that. With the good old Bane, one of those supports that a lot of teams are starting to favour in this patch. The fact that they're running the center again, it's something that not everyone's doing nowadays. But Mr. Pashy Bashi wants to try and make it work. And
That's a double bounty for Vega.
all right, game's over, lads.
I mean, they took it away from the Wind
BM,
Ranger.
good luck there after they take the bounties.
Dang.
Like that. Bit of fighting talk. Yeah, get them good.
So the Wind Ranger not going to have bounty against the Wisp Tiny lane. That actually kind of hurts a lot. You want to get to your bottle as soon as humanly possible in this lane because you're going to get spammed heavily. And you're probably not going to have much rune control outside of the first rune unless you have supports kind of rotating in for you. But it looks like Spartan's kind of hanging around. Not sure if he plans on staying here or if they just wanted to maybe sacrifice the Doom a bit. But it's not really a sacrifice, actually. It's just going to be solo against Clockwork.
Yeah, I mean Mitch should be fine here. You know, he's not going to die, but I guess in terms of zoning out the Doom, Clock can do a little bit. But do you reckon overall
It's just gonna be
he'll
up
still be able
to-
farm?
Cog placement. Like,
Yeah.
if he can cog the Doom a few times, might make Mitch play on the back foot. But I haven't seen Mag play Clockwork in a really long time. Usually he plays like Beastmaster, Darkseer, stuff like that.
Bottom lane, we've got a Crusher and Garter. Moving in onto Pasha. Pasha tries to look for the return stun, but the cast bounces are there, and he just can't get it out. Finally does, but he may just go down. He pops the south. Is it going to be enough to save him? Garter slithering forward with the sprint. No! First blood there for Garter. Now with the Crusher to Seema. Can he find himself more? There's going to be the Brain Sap turnaround from Seema. Forcing back the Slaughter. Well, that's sticking around very aggressive, but
That was like a 400 range auto attack! What the hell? Alright, I obviously, like, that's a tilt for me. Like, if that happens to me, I am like already tilted. Hopefully Pasha is not that kind of player.
But nonetheless, very nice for NLG in the bottom lane. Top lane, Mag trying to get close and personal, but there is this Lich now hanging around with the Doom, so it's going to be a bit tricky for the old man to get what he can. But we'll see how Mag is able to deal with it. The mid lane, Tiny, 10 for 3 at the moment, Steve. None his win range is 6 for 1. He's got a bit of catching up to do, but of course at the beginning, when there was that IO hanging around, it was hard for him to find that initial bit of farm, and Solana with an invis may very well be able to make something happen. And I think Steve would love it if he came to the mid lane, and it looks like that's exactly what Gods is going to do here with it.
I don't know about that. Maybe if the Tiny was still low, but he popped himself.
Yeah.
So as soon as you see no one at full HP, the Wind Ranger doesn't have enough DPS to partner with a stun to be able to secure a kill. It's much more likely that they could apply some more pressure bottom instead and just make, I guess, the laning phase a little bit more stable for now, because NLG, to get the first blood, the Wind Ranger is recovering very nicely. Steve's getting some farm.
Okay, Houston wants a Milan. He's taking the bait. He gets the car scout though. Can they get anything in return? I don't think they can. So Gata unable to set anything up there. And the way it ends up going down is the fact that Vega just find the free kill onto Witch Doctor.
A little bit late on the stun there. Might have been able to save him. I suppose it's questionable though either way. But really looking to see what happens when the Wisp hits 6, as most Wisp compositions actually start functioning at that point. Gonna see another, I don't know if this is a dive or what.
Well, he's trying to go for it here. Garda trying to close the gap, gets the crush off. Pasha has got a mango if he wants to try and step in and help with a stomp, and they'll get the brain sap. It's just going to be that. So Bane doesn't go down.
Mag, top lane.
Keeps himself alive, and the dive is coming through, and here's the power of the Doom Lich. Just going to run straight at you, and they don't really give a damn. They're just going to get the kill, especially if the cogs weren't available, and the cogs coming out too late there, trapping him in with the Doom. So easy kill there for the Doom Lich lane.
I guess they are prioritizing having the Doom get good farm over the Wind Ranger. Although, even though the Tiny is the highest net worth, it's not as if the Wind Ranger is doing badly. Like, he's still getting a lot. And because of the fact that he's even ferried himself a little bit of regen, he's got the stick going, because they're obviously going to be spamming spells. He is well prepared to deal with this 1v2. All lanes, though, looking, I guess, relatively even. Mid's a little bit of favor right now for Vega. Top lane favoring NLG. And then, of course, bottom, I think, is maybe slightly favoring Vega as well.
Top lane, Mag moving in here with the batteries. Just going to force them over. Solo did come up, just in case they were able to chase anything down in that respect. But, well, bottom lane, Pasha now getting himself a bit of solo XP as Seema did one around the jungle here with the DD, and there's your Shackle. He's going to get onto no one, but there's backup. Solo comes in, and now Excalibur's got to get himself out of there. Unfortunate for him, as he did bring the Tiny incredibly low, but it's always going to be hard to catch out Tiny when the eye is around the corner. Bottom lane, Nightmare's been dropped. They're moving in for the Houston with the double edge, and the Brain Sap is enough damage. The wombo combo there for the two of them. Burst him down, and Seema will get himself out back to base, get that mana up. And so 2 for 2 at the moment. As you said, no one breaking away massively. And if anything, the middle lane, Steve's caught back up to the Tiny in terms of farm.
Yeah, the Wisp is moving around a lot. Obviously, you're going to be stacking. You're going to be trying to control some runes. He's not there 24/7, which is all right. I mean, honestly, stopping the Wind Ranger at this point is already difficult enough. You kind of have to go for a combo. Hope he's not at full HP, but with the bottle now acquired on him, he can just start battle crowing if he needs. No one in the side lane really needs it too badly at this point from NLG, so it's fine if he wants to do it once or twice. And top lane, Mag.
Here's the old rundown here, closing that gap. Mag has got the cogs, but he wants to make sure he's far enough away, and I don't think it will be with the speed that Mitch is going. And yeah, with that second blast, Mitch just going in. I mean, the battery assault bit. Oh, he's not going to get it. The battery assault was enough to hold off Mitch there. And now Mags is moving in. He's not going to be able to do anything in return, but keeps his life intact. There's actually a wraparound here for no one, and NLG may be hanging around for a bit longer than welcome, because no one has turned up, and now Spartan and Mitch, they're in a lot of trouble. No one moves in. There's your toss onto the Doom. That's going to be one kill. Spartan looking for the TP out. No one's there with the cancel with the Avalanche. And, Spartan with the Duke, though. It doesn't matter. Here's Solo coming in as well with the Spirits. They'll chase him down. The toss is there. Double kill for no one. And the fact that there was just no radiant vision on this part of the map on the upper half of the river meant that no one could just waltz up top and walk in for a double kill.
Yeah, but that should have been called though. Like honestly, if he clicked on Mag, he knew he had a self. He didn't use any spells, so he still had a high amount of mana. the turnaround potential was there, and neither of those heroes had mana at all. Like the Lich and the Doom were both very low, like 20% mana, something like that. So even if it was just a Clockwork solo, I still think that you should have backed there. That was just overstaying your welcome.
Absolutely. Bottom lane, Garden moving in with the stun. Pash is there with the return Hoof Stomp. I won't be able to control this Centaur. And he is going to be A-okay. Nearly reaching onto that level 6 as well. So with the Stampede, going to be even harder to take down. Mid lane, they're giving some farm here to Seema, trying to get him up to level 6 on the Bane, get that Fiend's Grip about. But Steve is there. And Seema has got to be careful, just in case Excalibur finds a shot. And yeah, no one and so they're just clearing up the jungle here at the moment, continuing to get this very important farm on the Tiny. Here's top of the CS at the moment, thanks to this inclusion of the jungle farm. And then maybe even think about heading towards the top lane as well, if Mitch does hang around for longer than he needs to be here. He is still sticking around in the jungle, and he could be in trouble. No one's going to come around. The flare spotted him out. Mitch will get off the Scorched Earth. Do they have the damage? Do they have the control with the cogs? They should be able to do it. Mitch tries to turn. He can't do anything with the battery assault hitting him in the face. Killing spree for no one, and once again, this top lane, Vega are finding the easy reach arounds.
And they've been rotating a lot, and again, the vision has been a little bit of a problem. They did get one ward up around the Ancients on Radiant side, so that's going to help a bit. But in reality, the rotations have already kind of dealt the damage. And Doom, he's sitting at like 28 CS bottom though.
Jumping in, trying to find some of the Stampedes there. Pash is going to be fine. They won't get anything, and in fact it will be the side of Vega maybe. Oh, the Shackle's there, but the toss forward onto Seema. Oh, the toss on the Shackle, allowing him to still close the gap, even though Steve did his best to hold the Bane back. And they'll find themselves the 6th kill on the board here, Vega. Looking very strong indeed. Mitch, oh, okay, walks up, spots out Mag. Mag has got this hook shot available here. He'd love to try and make something happen. Bottom lane, Pasha's got to be careful. Death Ward's dropped, and this is going to be a kill. Very nicely done there with the Amplifier, the physical damage from the Death Ward. They'll get the kill at the same time, though the hook shot did come out. And Mag was able to get a kill onto Lich in the mid lane, so still trades going the way of Vega overall, but nonetheless, nice for NLG to find that kill onto the core Centaur.
It's a bit concerning though that Vega have a kill lead right now, because even though all their heroes are good in small skirmishes, NLG don't pick a Lich Doom lane to not excel in the early stage, right? Like that lane needs to do something, otherwise during mid game you're gonna have a Clockwork who has hookshot, Stampede, Mag's already level 8. Witch Doctor and Lich are solo kills for Mag right now, which is really scary to think about. And Clock is also great against Wind Ranger for the same reason. You just don't have an escape mechanism. So which hero on NLG actually has a counterplay to the Clock initiation and then a relocate? Like there's so much ganking potential during mid game that if Vega get ahead, they can just fight non-stop.
And well, the fighting seems to have calmed down for a bit now. They're just looking to continue to get those key items up here on the Tiny on top of the drums that's now been completed. Bottom lane, Steve's been given a bit of farm down here. They put Spartan for the time being in that mid lane. He's actually going to TP down to bottom. Has just reached his level 6 from that mid lane XP. Has the Chain Frost. Maybe with that they can look to try and catch out someone on the side of Vega. So it's just securing the rune here with no one. Now just keeping Milan and Spartan down here, so they really want to try and make something happen, but understandably Mag, he's playing it pretty safe here on this bottom lane, and it's going to be hard for NLG to catch someone out here.
They might try to pressure the tower a bit. They have... Okay, relocate that chain, it's gonna bounce!
Oh god! God, that was... Oh. Beautiful Chain Frost. Absolutely beautiful.
That cog. Oh boy, Mag's not gonna feel great about that.
That was not the relocate that Vega were looking for, that's for sure.
I mean, he got chain frosted from fog, so he had no idea that the chain was coming, right?
Yep.
He just threw out the cog, and he was like, oh dear god, what have I done? What have I done to my teammates?
What's he doing? He's being silly, isn't he?
Apparently we're having some connectivity issues once again.
Right, so... Apologies, guys.
That chain frost is actually
the
so
chain frost
good
was
that
good.
everyone
Chain frost was
DC.
very good.
It just blew up.
No one's DC'd as of yet. We are having apparently issues. Sorry. It's unfortunate, but yeah. So far 6-8. Vega with the edge, but that little bit of action, I think has probably evened anything out that the Vega had created, because that was pretty big getting those 3. The fact that you get the Tiny in there as well.
Dude, that was so lucky. Woo! And he timed it perfectly. He's like He sees a relocate on the minimap, and he waits it out, throws it at the time where there's most likely to be a cog, and the heroes will actually be there to bounce to. So if he times it even a little bit later, maybe there's time for a reaction from Vega. Yeah. But with that, it was like so on point that there's just nothing they could do. It's like, all right, well, we're dead.
Pretty much at that point. Pretty much. It was inescapable as soon as they entered into it. I mean, I wonder if they realized when the relocate was coming through, they're like,
this is our time, you know? I mean, you kind of have to hope that he cogs there, too. Because if the cog doesn't come out, then they potentially have the way of splitting. Yeah, did they pop center ulti there? I want to say they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did, even though they were trapped and they were just...
Yeah. So if it wasn't down, they could have delta split, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's just a natural reaction when you don't have vision. You're going on a kill, you just assume I cog to make sure that he doesn't get away. And then it's like, oh, suddenly life is hard. But, yeah, NLG, that last fight was very, very good. Not only does it waste a relocate gank, it wastes a hook shot.
Very good.
The tiny dies, so you kill a core. You still lost the Wind Ranger, which, yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think they'll be more than happy with that exchange. Their Slardar is making his way towards Blink right now. He's got 1850 gold, so he's only like 400 away. He's already got boots. Then you have multiple ways of dealing with the relocate. Like you have Blink Crush, you got Shackle, you got Wish Doctor Cask, you have Chain Frost. You can just doom one of them. That works too.
Okay. There are options here. And yeah, I mean, you're just talking about the dooming himself. The fact that he's getting a decent amount of farm. He's not on the same level as something like the Wind Ranger or the Tiny, but
yeah,
he's still going to be fairly effective. I mean, is this a game where Doom needs to get a blink pretty early on, and their heroes you want to be catching out the back of the fights with the ult every time it kicks off, or do you think we're just going to see kind of phase, maybe drums come out next for the chase down?
It kind of depends. Like Aura build, I think is almost always good.
Okay,
but being able to get a Doom on like a Bane or like Clock or Centaur, those heroes are very disruptive to the team fight. Yes. So if you get a Doom off on one of them, and then you can just chase them down, I think that's actually probably one of the better plays that you can make. But then again, he could just go back for Vlad's and say, it gives us Roche potential, which is also true. They have a Slardar. There's really great synergy there. If he wants to go for like the more meaty frontline Doom, I think that's also a decent play. He can eventually go like BKB, Shivas or something, or Aghanim's BKB. Like, there's a lot of choices.
There is, yeah. I think that's one of the great things about the hero as well. Why is this popular? Because there's so many different ways you can build him for so many different situations, and that he always thrives in. You know, there's not really a Doom build that you're building every time.
And there's not a hero in the game that Doom doesn't counter.
It's true. It's true. Is it true?
It is true.
It is true.
His ultimate counters everything in the game.
What about Meepo? Then you can deny yourself.
Okay, so you can deny yourself. Yeah, Meepo is maybe the one exception, I suppose. A hero who has like a really strong illusion base.
We're gonna need to buff the hero once more.
Yeah, Doom actually just needs to. It does all the damage immediately.
Make Scorched Earth damage pure. That'll get him.
Oh my god. I actually think this was I think we were talking about it before the show. There was like a notice me buff. You know, it's like Ice Frog will buff a hero just so the hero gets noticed.
Yeah.
And then after they play it, they retune it back. And maybe it's like a little bit better than it was originally, but they don't leave it at the current rate.
Kind of like the Alchemist situation we've got.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Because they buffed Scorched Earth by 50%.
Yeah,
50%.
It was, what, yeah, 30
it was 32
to 48.
at max.
32 to 48. Yeah.
No.
No, as in like, yeah, it was max 32 and now it's max 48.
Yes,
it was 32 to 48, yeah. That's quite a buff there you got going.
Because it's a 32 health differential a second increase, right? Because you're taking 16 damage and you're healing 16 damage. So that's why it's so good, right? Think of Brain Sap.
What? No, you're dealing.
Right, but I'm saying like you're healing 16 more because
you're talking about the difference.
And then, the difference between the two is 32 now.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like broken. Imagine if they buffed Brain Sap by like 50%. Like, what?
I mean, Bane doesn't need a buff, does he?
No, he doesn't. Bane's very good.
Bane's in a good place.
I'm just giving examples of why it's so much more noticeable. Because
Bane's never been awful, has he? Or has he?
No, Bane's always kind of been playable, I feel.
In that same kind of ground as Rubik, you know, in the sense.
Rubik got a lot worse. Rubik back.
But he's still picked.
He's still picked, but I mean, like, back when Rubik first came into Dota 2...
Yeah, he was much more popular.
He was mid, right? And he had a really good version of Fade Bolt, which I think did 40 more damage, had less mana cost, and people would just take him mid because, you know, he could wave clear.
Okay.
and it was actually viable back then.
So he was the less Shrek of kind
Yeah,
of the
but then they owned Fadebolt really bad.
Yeah.
And I think they changed something else, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe they also nerfed telekinesis. I can't remember, but it was a long time ago. And then he just went to support role only. I mean, don't you remember Dendy stealing Ravage TI games?
Oh yeah. Nah,
That was the mid Rubik, dude. That was the dream.
that was back in the day.
That was like that super exciting hype match.
That was.
Was it against IG? I want to say.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it was
I
the
think it
play.
was, yeah.
That was the play. That was the play. That video.
Memories, man. Dota memories.
indeed. Back before I was even born. That was a while ago.
Well, you are only like 3 years old.
I am.
Yeah. You were
I
created
guess
by memes in
yeah.
Twitch chat 3 years ago.
I'm trying to think when I started playing Dota 2. It wasn't long ago. Well, I say it wasn't long ago.
It's been like
It
3
was
years.
I've been playing for like 4 years now.
Oh, okay.
But in terms of kind of proper Dota people, that's like young. I mean, you've been playing like what 3 times, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I didn't play Dota actually for that long.
No.
I played Han.
We don't
I know.
speak of that game.
We
anymore.
don't talk about it. It's a dark period in my life, all right? I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying it happened.
Oh goodness.
And then I played Dota 2 since pretty much beta. I got my beta invite shortly after the first international.
I paid for my beta invite.
You
'Cause I
paid
really,
for it?
Yeah, I really wanted to play it, and like people were selling them for like £1. So I gave some lad £1 on PayPal, and he gave me an invite.
That's actually very cheap. When did you do that?
I don't know. It was probably at the point where I was an idiot. And you could get them from free somewhere, but I didn't want to
okay.
wait. You know, it was the
I was
point where
gonna
they were
s- it was
giving out
probably
invites. I didn't have any friends on Steam, so I had to pay someone to be
Yeah.
my friend.
The first
Back in the day.
the first game of Dota 2 I played,
Yeah.
I think it was Sand King.
No.
And Dendy was on the other team.
Yeah.
And there was only like 75 people in the beta, or online at least at that
Really,
time.
back in the day. Wow.
And I got bodied. Like I just got completely wrecked because like I came from playing Han where everything was like instant. You know, there was like no turn time. All the cast animations were very quick, and I'm just like, why is my stun not going off? Like why can't I stun? Because there's actually a very small delay on Burrow Strike. So
No, I've been told this before. Back in the day, one of my friends used to play Hon, and he was always like, "Oh, apparently the reaction times is so much faster in Hon than in any other game. It's faster than Dota 2. Like apparently
It
things
was
happen a
faster,
lot
yeah.
quicker in Hon.
yeah,
I was
that's
like,
definitely true. It's more
Nice
quick
game.
pace.
Where you at now, mate? Where you at now?
Damn.
Anyone? Hon,
Shots
are you
fired.
out there?
Shots fired.
Are you out there? I'm not. No.
But it really did mess with you for a while. Like after a couple of weeks, I got used to it. But
Yeah.
it was just hilarious because every single game I played were multiple pro players, and I would just get wrecked like every time.
And now, there's
Still
no pro
probably-
players, but you still get wrecked.
Still get wrecked. Yeah, nothing has changed.
Nothing's changed. Things never
Especially when I
changed.
queue into Shane's stack.
Shane's stack.
Shane and Pablo.
Shane and Pablo.
Yeah, to be fair, they didn't actually play that bad. We
Now,
just-
Pablo's decent, isn't he?
Nah, he's very good. He's 7k.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's not 8k though.
It's not 8k.
Oh, come on, Pablo, step it up, please.
Almost.
Come on.
All
Good.
right, so
7k scrub.
what, Shane? Shane, we lost. You can't carry if we don't win the game. That's not how it works.
Well, we've still got a pause going on.
Yeah,
You
Spartan's
can
the
actually
DC
see that
Lord.
on the screen.
Yeah.
Just
We got the old split screen going on.
here.
What?
I'm pointing to where this pause is. Just here.
Right there.
We're stuck in this box right here at the moment.
I can't actually get my finger out.
As
It's
you can
weird.
see below us, we're looking at Lich. Watch this. Hey,
Yeah.
I would like to see the stats on Morphling.
He's not listening.
Come on.
He's probably
They were
playing
doing this
Street Fighter or
earlier.
something.
Here we go. Hey, Scriff.
Wow. Production
That's a
value.
beer on me tonight. Good job, Scriff. That's
Oh,
a
it's
good-
Friday. That's right.
It is Friday.
And you're leaving.
I'm leaving. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. You're going to miss me.
How long is your flight? Like 20 hours?
20 hours?
I think that's what Lumi said. Isn't it like 20 hours?
Nah. We'll be traveling for like 12. 12.
Oh, that's actually not that bad.
What's going on? Let's give you guys an update in the Twitch chat. Is he back online yet? Has been asked. We have not got an answer yet.
He's online on Steam.
He's online on Steam. Let's have a look at the stats.
Nice. Fishes
Oh, there we
everywhere.
go. There we go. Good old Scriff. Having a bit of a giggle.
Why are there dead fish everywhere?
Come on, Scriff.
Dead fish? Now I'm hungry. I
They're gonna
don't
be-
even like fish, but I'm still hungry. Scriff,
Why?
go give me some food.
Scriff.
Come on.
Come on, Scriff.
You're not doing anything right now anyway.
Production. You might be kind of, catering to the talent
No
here,
one's
Scriff.
gonna play this hero, dude. It's garbage.
Give me some grub.
garbage.
Techies, here we go. That's a hero that we're not too sad to not be seeing anymore.
No one's playing this hero either. Actually, that's
Think
not true. NLG played it, didn't they?
No, some people do. I remember the best game at TI was I can't remember the team that did it, but they picked a Tinker, they farmed dags, and they had Bounty Hunter, and he just tracked people, and then Tinker just sat there firing rockets.
Firing rockets, yeah.
It was,
Who did
it
that?
was beautiful.
Can't remember.
I can't remember who did it. They didn't win the game.
They didn't win, but it
I
was
remember
fun.
he picked up a point booster, and I was like, he's building an Aghanims, and everyone was like, what an idiot, OD Pixel, he's obviously a Bloodstone, no one builds Aghanims.
Like, what are these?
Wow.
Is this ice cream?
We've actually got food.
The dream! Get wrecked!
Hey, where you at now, panelists and expert analyzers? We've got ice lollies. That's
Is that what they call them? Ice lollies?
Ice lollies? You don't call these ice lollies? Of course it's an ice lolly. What is it?
It's a popsicle.
It's a popsicle.
I mean, that's like.
Do we look American? This isn't goddamn BTS. We're in Sweden. It's an ice lolly.
It's quite good, actually. What, you just bite into it? You just went ham. You're like all in, both feet, man. Just like.
I ain't got time to lick an ice lolly. I'm not gonna lick something on stream.
Why not?
There'll be gifts coming out.
Dude, there's already so many gifts of you anyway. It doesn't even matter. Don't do that.
No, I won't do that.
Dude, doesn't that hurt your teeth?
No, because I look after them.
Actually, it doesn't. Yeah.
Well, I have still got a pause at the moment.
But we got ice cream.
We've even got people apologising for language. So fair play to Vega.
Yeah.
They did say a naughty word earlier, and I will be writing letters to them
flavor
others.
is this?
This is apparently pear. She can tell from half a mile across the studio.
I don't
She
know.
looks at food and she's like, I know what that is.
Actually, I think she's right.
Pear flavour.
I think it is
The
pear.
expert on anything sweet.
It's good though.
Well, thanks for watching DreamLeague. I hope you're enjoying it at home.
I'm having a much better time now.
You know, this is really cooled things down.
My cable keeps coming out to the front.
Yeah.
Need to like pull it back here. There we go.
That's what happened when I was born.
I have like that's that everyone has.
Everyone has that problem when they're born. Yeah.
True.
Well, so yeah. Well, anyway, let's have a look at the update. We've had some stuff being said in Russian. I mean, my Cyrillic interpretation isn't too fantastic, so I won't even attempt. There's even some stars here. Someone has censored themselves. They've censored their own Cyrillic. They're Mr. 9 Pasha, which I won't actually say because apparently his full name is quite rude in Russian.
It is.
So I don't want to offend any of our Russian
You just call him
viewers.
Pasha, I guess.
Pasha. But what if that's the rude half? It's not.
It's not.
Shiva,
That
the
part is rude.
expert in Russian,
Yes.
has just confirmed that Pasha is not the rude word.
That's fine. Fair enough.
Wow. Oh, here we go.
Okay, he can't come back.
He can't come back.
And since
A
there
bit
is
like
no,
Na'Vi.
there's no reload feature
Sorry, that was
and reborn.
terrible shot. It's fine. I love you, Dendy. You're a beautiful man. Let's get us. What's happening?
Okay, so now apparently somebody on Vega might
Apparently
be AFK. Oh, it's a
It's
GG call because
Well, what a climax to this game, Andy.
they
Here,
can't-
DreamLeague.
they can't get another person in, and you can't reload because reborn.
Well, I mean, at least I get to go and get some food now.
That sucks though.
Yeah. I mean, the game's over. Sorry, guys.
What can we do?
Sorry.
So apologies to NLG.
You know what I'm looking forward to? The post-game analysis.
That's true.
This is going to be fantastic. They look bursting to talk as well. So anyway, Vega Squadron do win the series 2-0 because stuff happens that we can't control. You know, it's not my fault. It's Andy's. So
I'll take the
please
blame.
Do tweet.
I
We
am
are
sorry.
angry tweets at Draskell.
I'm sorry.
You know, if you want to complain, Draskell will read them all and personally reply.